Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm that Ginger, or Ginger for short. Welcome back if you are returning, or a fresh welcome to those new people that have found me. Welcome on in. We're doing part 2 of Pudge's Pretentious Palace build today. Try and say that 3 times quickly. I've messed it up on the first word. Pudge's Pretentious Palace. Pudge's Pretentious Palace. Yep, no. That came out as a bit of a dodgy word there. Moving on. So for anybody that watched part 1 of this, you'll know I'm going for like a modern palace vibe rather than a vintage palace vibe. If you haven't watched part 1, I will link it in the description and pop it up somewhere on your screen now. While we go through this obligatory furniture dump that I do at the start of every one of my builds. I like to be able to see what I'm working with, rather than sort of grabbing out one item at a time, because usually when I go to start a build, I have no idea what the plan is. So the plan comes to me as I'm seeing the furniture, if that makes sense. I wonder, are you more of a put everything out, then figure out how you want to do it? Or do you go straight into a build knowing exactly what you want to do, exactly the kind of furniture you want to use? Because it always interests me. Everybody has a different method for building. And I think mine's a little bit chaotic. I watch other people build and I'm like, they don't have stuff everywhere. So, yeah, let me know. Which one are you? Are you a collected builder where you don't have to throw everything on the floor, or do you throw everything on the floor and work it out as you go? One thing I am noticing is we have 2 toilets. Don't know why we have 2 toilets. Nobody really needs 2 toilets, but it's Pudge and he does live in a palace, so maybe palaces have 2 toilets in one bathroom. What do I know? I think that's supposed to be a bidet, the little one. But we did have a toilet and a urinal. I don't know why I thought a palace would have a urinal, but there we go. I told you, it's just chaos. I don't have a plan. I just grab stuff and I was like, oh, we're doing a bathroom, so let's just grab all white bathroom furniture, and ended up with like 3 different types of toilet. Then I accidentally deleted the toilets. So we did start off with this weird long room, long horizontal room, which is weird. I've never seen a bathroom that shape, but it is me building it, so. But we have changed it back to something that's going to work a little better, I think. Because if I'm going to split, usually if I make the room longer one way, it's because I'm going to split the areas in half, and I've never really split it long ways, if that makes sense. So the way that we had it before, where the room is longer than it is wider, I've never split a room up long ways. It's always... Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? I know what I mean. Just because of the placement of the doorway, imagine if we could change where the doorway was. That would be pretty cool. I sometimes wish that we could change the window placement. So, I don't know if you guys know, but depending on what wallpaper you use depends on what kind of windows you get. And if you get any windows, there are certain wallpapers that take away the windows completely. But yeah, depending on what wallpaper you use depends on whether it has shutters or curtains, or whether it's blank, or... I'll have to go through some one day to show you what I mean if you don't know. Because that's a pretty cool feature and it can affect your build. If you're going for a dark and gloomy build, perhaps you would choose a wallpaper that doesn't have any windows. Interesting fact. So looking at this build now, we're just building kind of a back area for this bath, so we can put some plants up there, and it's very bougie, you know. I wanted it to feel like you're in a spa. We did play around with putting the counters. These are just the counters, the low counters. I think they're in marble. They might just be white. We did try putting them around the bath, but unfortunately they didn't all join together, so it looked a little odd. I've now decided that one of those baths on its own looks a bit lonely, so we're going to get 2. Hopefully we change the colour of that, otherwise yeah, thank you. Again, I recorded this a while ago, and I'm now doing the voiceover for it. Like, what did I do? I can't remember what I did in this video. So we're all seeing how this turns out. So now I'm just looking for some potential, like, decoration items to go on that back shelf that we've created. This basket is lovely, and I love the colour options for it. If you have watched any of my videos, I'm sure you will notice that I am starting to get a little bit more comfortable with my long form YouTube content now. Before, doing voiceovers for videos was a little bit daunting. I think I've posted about 5 videos now, which is not a lot, and I will continue to change and improve, I am sure, especially with, you know, learning new things and playing about with editing software more and finding my feet a little bit, you know. But I feel like I'm getting a little bit more confident with the voiceovers. Hopefully that shows. Hopefully it's not irritating and I'm not talking too much. See, I stream on Twitch, so I started off as a streamer, and that's a little easier in some respects because you have a lot of chat interaction, so you can make conversation through what chat are saying to you. However, obviously you don't have that with YouTube. I'm sat here at my desk talking to myself, which I do normally anyway, but when you know somebody is going to be listening to this later, I don't know, it's a really strange concept for me. But I think I'm finding my feet now. Again, hopefully it's not too annoying, but when I get comfortable, I become a bit of a chatterbox, especially about really random things. Anyway, everybody as this watching is going to be like, oh, I came here for some peace and cozy vibes, and I've got a rattling on in my ear now. But back to this build. So we finished the bath section. I really like how that looks with the 2 tubs together. And we've just put a couple of stools the other side. Unfortunately, my bathroom in my house is very tiny, so there's no room for like a chair or a stool. But I've always liked the idea of having a chair or a stool in the bathroom, or, you know, you want somewhere to pop your clothes or sit while you're waiting for your bath to run, or I don't know, it just seems very convenient. So now I'm looking for some kind of cupboards or units to go with that sink in the back, because it kind of looks a little lonely. So yeah, we're just going to have a little play around, see what fits the best. I've gone for this elegant dresser, because again, I feel like if you live in a posh house or a rich house, I feel like you keep your towels in the bathroom. I don't know, I could be wrong. Like I said, I've never been to a rich person's house, but I feel like you'd have ample storage in the bathroom for things like your toiletries, your towels, all sorts of stuff. So I found this one cupboard and I really liked this, so I thought, oh, maybe we could move things about a little bit, because why is the toilet so far away from the sink? And then thought, But you don't want to be in the bath staring at somebody going to the toilet. That's a bit weird. So we're just going to play around with some partitions to see if we can create a slightly more encased section. Apparently I've decided to delete it all and start it all again. So I think, to be honest, at this point, I'm sort of thinking to myself, the toilets don't really fit with this spa that I'm trying to create. So I thought, rather than trying to create a bathroom, we will just make a spa. To keep that elegance there, I couldn't really work out what to do with the toilet situation. So we're just not. So yeah, we've just decreased the room size right down, and we're just going to keep it at these baths, a couple of stools and some decoration. I think that's going to be the best bet. These hedges are really, really versatile. Well, I don't know if it's technically a hedge, it's a planter. But again, that comes in lots of different designs. So I quite like the brick one. That's quite nice to use, especially if you're using it on your own island. As I quite like using brick. You can use it in so many different ways, whether you're going for a cozy look. Brick can be quite modern as well. It can be very vintage, cottagey. You know, there's so many uses for brick. I think it's the same with tile. Tile is really useful, versatile as well. I mean, it is also very useful. So now we're looking at the wallpaper and flooring. Now, it's unfortunate that the catalogue's blocked out that window, so you can't see what I was on about with the blinds. But again, I think we're just going to keep it very white, very... That's really nice, because, see, that's taken away the windows. So now you really see the glow of the lights. And it can... You see what I mean by it can completely change a room. And now what I thought is potentially putting, like, some kind of wood underneath those baths. I don't know, it just... makes it even more spa-like. Do you know what I mean? Because usually, obviously, in an everyday house, you'd have like a bath mat or something like that. But you don't, posh people don't have bath mats, I don't think. They have, I did see one the other day actually. It's like, so you'd have like a wooden slatted mat. So it's not like a fluffy mat or a fabric mat. It's like you can have a wooden mat. Which I think is really cool. But then I always question where the water drains to. Anyway, so yeah, we've not put bath mats in because that would ruin the look that we're going for. Decided to swap out those shelf partitions to put these little tables in. I do like those shelf partitions, but the colour of the wood wasn't clean enough for this build. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't a clean white, it was a slightly off-white. So we've gone for these very white tables. Now we're just looking for things to put on the tables. And then I thought, oh, what about a tea set? Because that would go really nicely, you know, have some tea or some drinks while you're in the... I guess this is a hot tub, while you're in the spa. But I didn't... The tea set didn't really come in the right colours, unfortunately, so we left that and we've got a candle instead. So just having a check around, seeing if it needs anything else. How about something on the walls? And then I thought, oh wait, haven't got any lighting yet, so we've gone for these stylish modern spotlights that we're just going to use to accentuate certain areas of the room, such as the bathtubs and the shelves. And then if we turn the lights off, but it's more pointing on the shelves, so we'll just move them up slightly. That looks a bit better. See, that having no windows there, when you turn the lights off, it's made the entire room dark. If this room had windows, it wouldn't be this dark. But yeah, I will do a video on, we can have a look at some of the different window styles. Because some of them really do make a difference. And some of them are very different. I thought maybe, do we need a little bit more light in this room? I did like those spotlights. But I think we're going to stick to the wall lights. Yeah, that looks nice. And here is the finished look for you. I really like how this bathroom turned out. Look at that, even Pudge is happy. So that is the end of part 2. Guys, if you want to see me do the garden, which will be in part 3, that will be coming out next Sunday. Like I said, part 1, where we did the downstairs, is linked in the description, and I will link it at the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you think of the build in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a like. That would mean a lot to me. And hopefully I will see you all soon in another video. Take care. Bye.